Hi, welcome to another edition of Mac Video. My name is Mark Flanagan. Today we'll be discussing the 306CR Next Generation Mini Excavator Walk-Around, video number 2. You can see here, this is the left side view of the machine. So 1 being the bucket cylinder, 2 is our bucket linkage, 3 is the bucket cylinder, 4 is the aux1 plug-in for a quick coupler, 5 is the stick, 6 is your stick cylinder, 7 is the boom cylinder, or excuse me, 7 is the boom and 8 is the boom cylinder, 9 is the blade, 10 is the blade cylinder, 11 is your cab fresh air filter, and 12 is where we'll gain access for the hydraulic pump compartment. Closer up view of door 1 removed to see the retainer for the cab fresh air filter number 2. So 3 is just a wing nut where you can remove to get that out of there. Hydraulic pump compartment area. So this is our main hydraulic implement pump. It is only one pump on this machine. It is a variable displacement piston pump. It is controlled by a torque control solenoid number 2. It is limited by its pressure by number 3, which is our high pressure cutoff adjustment screw. Notice it looks like a regular compensator valve, but you'll see the margin spool is eliminated. It's actually not even cast into it, so it's just plugged off there. So no margin spool on these hydraulic pumps for these 306 all the way up through the 310 Mini HEX. The machine ECM controls number 2, the torque control solenoid that controls the swash plate angle, which will prevent engine lugging and also engine stalls. Also, it's very good for fuel economy. 4 is our main system pressure check. Tap up there. 5 is an air bleed valve, so where we would normally see a case drain hose hooked up to it going back to tank. These machines, or these pumps on this model line here, they have an internal case drain. So the case drain returns to the inlet side of the pump. 6 is your suction hose supply, so coming from your tank up to the pump. 7 is our discharge hose out to the main control valve. 8 is a washer bottle. Next view here, number 1, that is our engine ECM behind number 2, which is a cover plate. So they've just shadowed that or ghosted that so you can see that behind there. So it's in the the pump compartment room. Front side view of the machine here. So number 1 is our fill tube for the fuel. 2 is our hydraulic fill and filter access. 3 is our hydraulic tank sight glass. And 4 is where our machine serial number tag is located at. A little closer up view of the number 1 fuel cap. 3 is a fuel tank, and 2 is a door that flips open and gains us access to our hydraulic tank top. So here's with that opened up, so we can see 2 is our base that houses our hydraulic return filter. 3 is our hydraulic fill cap, and 4 is a vent tube for relieving pressure. Right side view of the machine, walk around here. 1's our product link cell radio mounted on top of the hood there. 2 is the coolers and electrical and filter access, air filter access. 3 is how we access through that door our main control valve and our fuel filters. 4 is our hydraulic oil tank. 5 is your fuel fill cap once again, and 1 out there on the tip of the stick is our aux1 B return port or B port. This is our right rear service compartment. So at the back of the machine to gain access to this, or the right rear of the machine. 1's your air conditioner condenser. So these are not mounted remotely on the cab like the 1 to 2 ton series. So these are mounted down next to the radiator and the hydraulic cooler area. So 2 is the hydraulic cooler. 3 is the radiator. 4 is the battery. This is a 12-volt electrical system, by the way. 6 and 7 is referring to our integrated pre-cleaner. 8 is our main power relay. 9 is our glow plug relay. 10 is our start relay. And 11 is our jump start lugs. Moving further up to the machine, so this is the right side service compartment. This again is access to the main control valve area and some few other components in there. So number 1 at the top here, that's our product link network manager if equipped. So that is an option. 2 is your product link radio, or your antenna if you want to call it that. 3 is your airflow sensor. 4 is air filter indicator. 5 is a pilot pressure test port. The pilot pressure on these is just referring to the pilot pressure that is internal of the main control valve that pilots the spools via electrical solenoids. So this is electro-hydraulic controlled machine fully. So all your controls on the machine and the main control valve. Notice that the main control valve on this model is standing up on it. So the black cover, number 10, is just covering up the solenoids. A few bolts to gain access to that. 6 is hydraulic SOS. 7 is your 1- and 2-way ball valves. So that's how we have 1- or 2-way tool flow out to the auxiliary hookups out on the stick, where the 1 to 2 ton series, you do 1- and 2-way tool control through the monitor. So very important to remember that that's on the 1 to 2 ton controls. You have to go through the monitor to switch that. On the 306 all the way up through the 310, it is done by the ball valves like you're used to. 9 is the battery disconnect. 10 is your main control valve protective cover. 11 is your primary fuel water separator. 12 is your electric fuel lift pump. 13 is your fuel pre-filter. 14 is your hydraulic oil temperature sensor in the back of number 15, the hydraulic tank that see the shadow through there. Rear of the machine, 1 is your engine compartment door. 2 is your rear camera. And 3 is your left and right travel motors. So in conclusion, this is a brief walk around, just pointing out the major components, access areas, and service points of the 306 CR walk around. Please stay tuned for another video where we'll be describing the engine and the operator's compartment and cab area to follow that. Thank you and have a good day.